Welcome everybody to Friday Night Roasting. Let's get to the roasting. All right. Welcome everybody to tonight's show, to tonight's roasting. Okay. I got a video I want to go over. I'm going to do a reaction on. And this guy is some character. And I want to go in, and I also want to do a challenge to this guy. I would love to have a one-on-one with this guy. And, this guy is... he's from the trailer park, okay? He even has trailer in his name, all right? And he talks about black women. He talks negative about black women. And this is going to be a two-part. I'm going to have a part 2 to this. It won't necessarily be the trailer park, but I will be going in on these white frosted flake dusties that attack black women, okay? Anytime black women are attacked, we should respond if we love black women, right? Not just, Tyrones that do it. We know they're going to do it, but there are some powder puff frosted flakes that do this stuff too, okay? And it's almost like white supremacy has a new brotherhood, and a new brother is Tyrone in the mix from some crazy reason, okay? And being racial supremacy is a mindset. You could be black and a white supremacist, sure, or white and a black supremacist. You think they're superior. That's really all it is. But, I'm seeing things going on where people are attacking black women, okay? And it's disturbing. And when it comes to white men or non-black men, I don't like it, okay? It really pisses me off. Well, it pisses me off when black men do it too. But, but their agenda is they're the modern day segregationists, okay? They're out there, okay? They're okay living with you, but they don't want people to date and marry interracially. They don't want people to come together in different races. They think we should be segregated in that aspect, okay? But these powder puff dusties, they got to be, we got to check them too, okay? As white men, we can't come over and say, black women, we're a better option, and not check these, these powdered dusties that are doing crazy stuff, that are saying negative things about black women. We can't let that slide. And unfortunately, a lot of Tyrones that love black women, they let other, black men get away with it. And they don't seem to check them. But we need to check our own at times. We need to do it often, okay? We need to check all when they do wrong. right? Yeah, that's right. You're right. Pro-white leadership. Yes, a lot of the non-black men are friends with black males. They're influenced. Okay, um, you know, and I'm not saying don't be friends with black men, but you know what? You be the leader. You set the tone. You set the standards. You don't follow them; they follow you. Okay, but I hang around men that are like me. Okay, and that's how you should do. And I get it. A lot of black women, have questions when these white men start hanging around a lot of black men. They get influenced. Anytime you hang around somebody, you're going to get influenced. Okay, and you're going to influence them too. But you got to take the lead. Okay, and you stand up for black women. And if they don't stand up for black women, you kick them to the curb. You know what I mean? You're not friends. I'm not friends with people that disrespect black women. Period. End of story. Yeah, they're the low of the whites. Okay. I put the copyright disclaimer there, guys. And this one that I'm going to be reviewing, hopefully I don't get blocked or something crazy. Okay. But I did the copyright disclaimer. We're going to show this video and I'm going to review it and you guys can comment. I'm going to have to be in on it, breaking it down as it goes. I can't just show it to you because it's other content creators' work. Okay, so we got to kind of respect that in a way, but we can disagree. Okay, and I'm going very much disagree. And, but I'm going to show you 2 TikToks before I get started. And I'm going to show you, and you're going to laugh at this. Okay, let me show you this one here real quick. And I think white men that attack black women, I think either they're racist, they don't like black people, they got some problem with black women, or they've been rejected by black women. There's something going on, okay? Because usually when you're not attracted to a woman, you don't say it. There are many women that I'm not attracted to of certain ethnicities, and I don't, but I don't go and tell them. I don't rub it in their face. I don't tell them, I'm not attracted to you. That's stupid. Okay. I have respect for people. I can have love and respect for women I'm not attracted to, right? We should. And we don't rub their nose in it because guess what? They say that there's someone for everyone and there's someone out there that loves you and this, and that's true. But there's also someone that really don't think you're it. They're not attracted to you. Okay. It goes both ways. And that's okay. That's life. All right. But anyway, let me show you this video. And this guy is saying how he won't date black women. And look at him. Look at how he carries himself. Anyway, I'll show you. And then I'll show you a positive one. Okay. Let me put this up here.
Kind of girls except black girls.
Okay, let me play that again.
I like any kind of girls except black girls.
It's hilarious.
Kind of girls
right?
except black girls.
All right, let's play it again. Look at this guy. Real winner, right? Okay, and look, I'm not in the fat shaming. I struggle with losing weight. I'll be honest. But this guy, we could all lose a few pounds, right? This guy could he could lose a few tons. Okay. And why would he even make that video? What's the point? I mean, the way he's looking in a shirt, slouched, belly hanging out. He's morbidly obese, right? Really, he should see a doctor and get some nutrition counseling and get some medical work done. Maybe there's something going on with this system. Is he eating a bad diet or just bad health choices? That's what he needs to do instead of criticizing black women. In fact, we don't care. Um, I shouldn't speak for black women, but I'm pretty sure I'm going on a limb on this. Black women really don't care what this dude thinks. Okay, he's not no Brad Pitt. He's not no real good looking dude. And you notice that. Let me tell you this too, ladies. White men that attack black women mostly aren't that attractive. I'm serious. Think about it. And why would he have hate? Maybe some black women turned him down. Maybe they weren't interested. You know? So before you criticize someone, look in the mirror, look at yourself. Okay? None of us are perfect. We got our flaws. But this is ridiculous. You need medical help, sir. You need to see a doctor. You need to, start eating natural food and, and not to be mean, but look, I mean, you could tell, and look, I've had to take some steps to change my life habits just for better nutrition, But I mean, really. But anyway, they're out there, right? And you see the women in the background laughing.
Black girls.
Pretty funny. Like, yeah, like they really care. Like, okay. I mean, what you're doing now is just creating a joke. Okay. Was it entertaining? Or was this guy serious? I mean, and like I said, I wouldn't just bring this guy up if he made a video talking about something. But when he's attacking black women, look in the mirror. You're not a prize guy. Black women ain't going to be running to you anyway. So why do you even got to say anything to them? Anyway, let's take that down. And this one, guys, this one is a positive. This man, lays it down. Okay, this is a biracial man, and he speaks about black women, about the masculinity thing, And this guy, he's much more attractive than obese dude, right? But anyway, let me show you this.
Say this real quick because I seen this on a Fresh and Fit. Hold on, let me say this real quick because I seen this on a Fresh and Fit last night, and this is so fucking wrong. Black women are not so masculine, and they're the only masculine and aggressive women on this planet. That is so fucking racist, bro. It's crazy. I don't understand this shit, dude. Dude, as someone who's half white, Italian, Sicilian to be specific, bro, all of the women in my family are masculine as fuck. As someone who dated mostly all white Latinas, bro, they're all masculine as fuck. I can't tell them shit. I'll never listen to them men. Nino, you don't tell me what to do. Nino, I don't need you.
Yeah, and look, there are women that act masculine in all groups. Have you ever seen an angry Karen? Oh my God, that is masculine. I mean, hey, black women are the most feminine. They really are. I know they go in on black women because, a lot of black women are struggling, single mothers, and they got a lot on their plate. They're stressed. So they put that on them. But really, look around to all groups of women. And like he's saying in his group, right? White Latinas, very masculine. White women, angry Karens. I mean, come on. But let's continue.
That's what they all be saying. It has nothing to do with black women, bro. Stop fucking disrespecting black women because I'm half black, bro. And I have black fucking sisters. That's a fact. And my sisters are not super masculine. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Y'all are fucking racist, dude. And man, you gotta talk about that shit. Real talk.
Okay. So look what this guy, his attitude, right? He's defending black women. He's biracial, black and white, right? He said he's Italian and Sicilian, and his other side is black. He's got black sisters. And it is ridiculous. Why are you doing this? Why are you saying they're masculine? If you don't like black women, move on somewhere else. But here's the thing. Black women, men are competing for you all around, whether you know it or not. Black men are competing for yes. They want to use you for your resources. They want you to lift them up. They want you to treat them like a king, submit to them, and go 50, 50, 20, 80, or whatever, right? You have value, Black women. So much value you don't even know. And us non-Black men that date and marry you, we want to be with you. We see the value you have. We see the big heart you have. We see, how you have that, adapt and overcome spirit about you, ladies. The Black women have the sweetest spirit. They do. And if she loves you, oh my God, it's like God just showered you with love. I'm serious. And you have value. And he's speaking, you got a fat dude that lazy, don't care. And this guy, I don't know. What do you think, ladies? He's much more attractive, right, than the first guy? He's biracial, and he's speaking the truth. And why would we as men attack women anyway? Okay? Look, Black women is my preference, but I don't go around attacking Becky's just to attack Becky's. Now, if they do something stupid, I might say something, okay? But really, I don't even think about it. I don't need to rub their nose in it that I'm with a Black woman. They already know, those of us that are with Black women, we love Black women, and that's our choice. We don't have to say nothing. They know where our heart is. They know who we love. That's who we're with. But men that have to make a statement that they're not attracted to a certain group of women, they really are attracted to that group of women, but they've been rejected by that group of women. Okay? And seriously, and what he said, those fresh and fit dudes, don't listen to them. They were saying that a man should get a vasectomy and have sex with 50 women and stuff, and crazy stuff. They're not teaching them to love Black women, okay? And that's the sadness of it all, okay? And many Black men exploit Black women. They do. Let's be honest. A lot of Black women are babies' mamas, not because the Black women say, hey, I want to be a single mother. No, it's because they've been deceived. They've been manipulated. They've been lied to. Let's be honest. It's not because they're being promiscuous and just want to have children without a man around. Most women want that man around. They want a loving husband. Okay? But these guys play on it. But anyway. But a vast difference, right? And this guy right here, Black women, he would have a much greater chance. Okay? He has some respect. And I guess he dates white Latinas, I don't know. But he could date Black women and probably be open to it. But there's respect there. There's love there. And he looks like he's in shape. He, has a positive outlook. And he's standing up like, hey, this is wrong. But anyway. Okay, so I wanted to show you that. Now, there is something going on, and it's disturbing, guys. And I'm going to cover it later on in another live. There are white men out there that are attacking Black women, okay? And there are some white men and Black men together attacking Black women. It's the craziest thing. It's like they're both Klan members attacking Black women. It's like it's acceptable. It's like you could go in on Black women and say what you want, and even Black men will applaud you for it. But if you say something about a Black man, oh my God, all hell breaks loose. Okay? That's what I'm seeing. Tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong. Maybe it's just a delusion thing I'm seeing. But this is what I see, guys. This is what I think's happening. And it's crazy. Okay. I'm going to put this video up. You ready? You ready for the trailer park roasties? All right. Now, this is a panel. Okay, this was sent to me, and requested I do a reaction on it, and I feel I really need to. Okay, I really do. What's said about black women is, to me, is disgusting, and I need to show you this. And anyway,
military.
okay. First of all, this guy, I don't really follow him. I heard about him, Dennis Sperling. I guess he's a trial attorney, and he says some things about black women. Okay. And he's got this panel, but if you focus on the white guy, okay, this guy is Trailer Park Willie. Okay. The white guy in the lower left corner, that's Trailer Park Willie. And listen to what he says about black women. Okay. And then I'll break it down.
Black men to be traveling overseas. As an outsider looking at this whole passport bro phenomenon, what are your thoughts on this thing?
Okay, first of all, I want to arm you with two facts.
Sure.
And then I'm gonna give you some disappointing news. And it goes back to, like, I watched some of your older videos, and we'll get to that in a second. But the first fact is that when you are dealing with these passport broads, you call them.
You mean the ones going down to Jamaica getting their backs blown out? Go ahead.
Okay, let me stop there. I haven't heard about passport broads. Is that a thing? Or is he just talking in general about women going overseas like men, the party or whatever? I don't know. Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, there's like that, and then there's the girls who are like, I'm gonna go outside my race and get the different guys from the different race. And I just found a study. I was looking at your shows, and I found a study. They're like, they went and they did a study, and they're like, do white men like black women? And they first of all, they said, well, is it like racism? So we're gonna like put like sensors on their bodies and see if like these men get aroused by like pictures of black women that are naked or something. I don't know, but there's a scientific study, and they were like, the dudes were not getting aroused. So when you go talk to these women who are like, I'm gonna go outside my race, it's like, dude, the dudes ain't getting hard. It's just not gonna happen for them. And then you go to another study where they were like,
okay, I'm going to stop it right there. All right, what Trailer Park Willie is saying, lady, listen to this stupid crap. He said they did a study, right, where they put sensors on men's bodies and showed them like naked pictures of black women, and these guys didn't get aroused. Okay, they didn't get hard. Okay, I hate to say it like that, but what is he talking about? Men are attracted to women. They see a naked woman's body. As men, it's natural for us to get aroused. It's natural to get excited. It's natural to desire women. That's how we're wired as men. Okay? So I don't, and black women being the most beautiful women on earth, who are these guys that can't get aroused? Either they're dead, or they have some medical condition, or maybe they're gay. I don't know. I would like to see Trailer Park Bob, or Trailer Park Willie, this study you so-called talk about. And where would they put these sensors? And why would they even do a study to see if white men get aroused around black women? Like what? Let me tell you something. Black people in America, most black people in America have European DNA in them. Like 20% are higher. Okay? Most white people have very little or none. Okay? But black people, a lot of black people have European DNA in them. You know why? It's not because these white dudes were a bunch of limp along rangers out there. No, they desired black women. Okay? They procreated with black women. Okay? And look, if we go back in history, you know, a lot of black women were hard. Okay, I get it. It happened. But you can't say white men don't get aroused around black women. Okay? The black community, if that was the case, the black community would be pretty much solidly black DNA only, but they're not. Okay? Throughout history, white men have always been attracted to black women. So that little study you're talking about is a bunch of BS. Okay? And I know he made this crap up because it makes no sense. And how would they put sensors on them? And the only way I could believe that they didn't get aroused is if they had a medical condition where they just couldn't get aroused at all. Or they were trans dudes or something like that. If you're a heterosexual man, you're going to get aroused seeing black women naked. I'm just saying that's naturally how we are. And I mean, this makes no sense. I think this guy Dennis Swirling, I think he has this Trailer Park Willie is like a sidekick for entertainment, and try to shame black women to say, hey, well, even Trailer Park Willie don't want you. You know, they did a study and you didn't get aroused. Who? If you can't get aroused seeing a naked woman's body, I just, something's wrong with you medically. Okay. That makes no sense. And like I said, black women are the most beautiful. So if you're going to get aroused with any type of woman, it'd be black women. I'm just saying. And more interracial marriages are happening. So what is he talking about? But it's just a dig at black women. That's what it is. And look, Trailer Park Willie, black women ain't really checking for you anyway. You know, I'm going to go on a limb here and say black women are not running to the trailer park to get with Willie. I don't know how black women think, but I'm pretty sure they're not. Okay. Anyway, let's continue.
Ranking they did an international study of all the men and all the women. They're like, what's the most attractive race? And like number one for women was like white women, right?
Right.
So all the men were like, we like white women. And number two was like Asian women. Number three was like, some kind of like East Asian, like Indian.
Yeah.
And all the way at the bottom was the black women.
Right.
Now, when they did the men, they were like, number one was the white men, and number two was the black men.
Yeah.
And then they got all the way down to like the East Asian, like Indian dudes. They were like, and so when
okay, I'm going to stop it right there. He just said black women were at the bottom of the barrel. Trailer Park Willie. And this black man over here is like, yeah. Like what? Why would you let this white man come on your show and totally disrespect black women? I'm just wondering. I just, and I know both these guys, from what I hear, don't agree with interracial relationships, right? And the thing of it is, if you don't want to be in an interracial, don't be in one. But why do you have to go in on black women? Like, what have they done to Trailer Park Willie? And I think this man over here, he's an attorney. I think he's married to a black woman. And why would you let, okay. Somebody explain to me why a black man would let a white man come on, disrespect black women, and then agree with it. Why would you do that? I don't know. I'm just wondering. Okay. And maybe you don't think he's disrespecting him. I do. Anyway, let's continue.
These women are like, I'm going to go date outside my race. You got these facts, these studies. You can sit there and be like, your odds are so bad. Like, and I'm the kind of guy who like date outside his race, and
Yeah.
I'll go find a black woman. But you know what? If I go find a black woman, she's not going to be American. She's going to be
Right.
Ethiopian. I'll go get.
Okay, isn't that a passport bros talking point? It's not going to be an American woman. It's going to be a woman overseas because they're better.
The supermodel from Ethiopia.
Yeah.
And
So what you're saying is that these lovely ladies, these African American ladies here in the United States, make men's penises go limp. Is that what you're saying?
if they're not in their same race, it's kind of like scientific that they might have problems with arousal, is what the studies say.
Oh my God, really? He just said it's scientifically. If you're a man with a woman outside your race, you can't get aroused. And it's scientific. I want to see these scientific stats. I mean, what are they talking about? You see where this is going? It's to degrade black women. It's to tell you that you're not desired. It's to tell you that, you know, women overseas are better than American black women. That's what they're saying. I disagree with that totally. You know, and then now he's talking about he would date outside his race, but some supermodel overseas or something. I don't know. Let's continue.
See, the thing is, Trailer Park Willie, first of all, I believe, I tell black men all the time, my preference is for them to date women within their race. She can be West Indian, she can be African, African American, Afro-Latino. And I tell white men the same thing. My preference is for you to date white women. And that's not racist. That's not bigoted. I want your children and your grandchildren to look like you. That's
okay. I disagree. I think it is racist and bigoted. And who are you to say your preference is for me to be with a woman that looks like me? It's about me. It's my preference, not yours. I know you want white men to be with white women and black men with black women, and that's your preference. But your preference don't dictate how I live my life. And I've seen this movie over and over, guys. I've lived this throughout my whole life. Look, I've been married to a black woman 29 years. So I've seen this craziness. I've dated black women since 1985 till I got married in 94. So I've heard these talking points. Okay? Back in the day, it seemed like it's coming more from white men. Now it seems like it's coming more from black men. But it's the same garbage. Okay? Oh, I want to see you happy with your own kind and have kids that look like you because, that's self-love. That's a bunch of That's a bunch of BS. You're happy with the one you love. Okay? And this stuff that I want kids that look like you, it don't matter what you want in my life. Just like I can't dictate your life. Okay? I don't care how dark or light my kids are. Okay? I just know I love my wife. And because she's black and I'm white, our kids are biracial. And they're not going to be as light as me or as dark complected as my wife. They're going to be in between. And that's okay. We got beautiful kids. Look, that's a stupid reason to date that's a stupid reason to get in a marriage, to have a lifelong relationship because you want your kids to look like you. That sounds like racial worship. That sounds like you're worshiping your race instead of living for yourself, instead of finding somebody you love. Okay? Look, my preference for any man and woman is for them to be happy. I don't care what color their spouse is. That's my preference. To live your life like an individual, make your own choices, and be with who makes you happy. Be with the one you love. That's my preference for you. That seems kind of silly to say My preference is for you to be with your own race, and and come on. That talking point is tired, played out, and it's going down the drain. You know what? Black women, white men, we're opening up our options. Non-black men are opening up their options to black women. And yeah, it's not doing it in droves like they always say. It's not a big percentage. But let me tell you something. You see a dam and there's a trickle of water and just a little bit of water coming, not much, right? It's not that much. But you're going to see a bigger trickle of water. Then you're going to see a stream of water. Then the dam breaks. That's what's going to happen. You mark my words. Here in the future, there are going to be more white men married to black women than black men are married to black women. You mark my words. It's going to happen. And it's not going to take long. Look, only 27% of black women are married. That's 7% of the population. It won't take long for non-black men to overcome that. And I predict white men, non-Hispanic, will exceed marriages between black women and black men. Okay? I believe that. Just keep an eye open. Years down the road, you say, dang, Roadrunner was right. That guy on YouTube was freaking right. Whoever thought that the most successful marriage would be black women and white men? If you would have said that in the past, they would have laughed at you. I've always said black women are the best choice. I always said my marriage is going to be successful. My grandmother told me it wouldn't last. My uncle said it wouldn't last. They said I was making a mistake. I was going to get hurt. Who has the strongest marriage in my family? And Sandy's too. Yeah, we heard all this stuff, these talking points. Why would I be with a woman just because she looks at me if I'm not attracted to her or she don't touch my heart and I don't have love for her? Why would I do this? Just saying. But let's continue with Trailer Park Willie. All right.
That's the greatest expression of self-love and self-respect for your heritage and who you are. Black people are beautiful. White people are beautiful. Asian people are beautiful. Your own races. There's nothing wrong with that. I have a problem with these left-wing liberals.
All right, let me stop there before he gets in on left-wing liberals or whatever. Okay, I agree with you on a point. All races are beautiful. Yeah, people are beautiful. I agree. Okay. But self-love has nothing to do with who you're with. And let me explain. Okay. I can be in love with a black woman and have a lot of love for myself. I can have self-love. I have self-love. I do love myself. Okay. I know that sounds weird to say I love myself, but I do. I want to be happy. I want the best for me. And you know what? I went for the best option, the black woman. My wife, Sandy, is the best option for me. She has made me a better man than I ever thought I could be. She's brought the best out of me. She is a blessing to me. I'm loved. I'm happy. I've had success in my life, more than I ever thought I would have, because of the woman I chose in my life. There was no self-hate. It was total self-love. And when you love yourself that much that you could go outside your race and pick a woman that you see as the best option, most beautiful, most loving, most nurturing, most spiritual. And even though everybody tells you it's wrong, you do it anyway. That is self-love. That is truly self-love. I can give society the finger. I can give the white community the finger, the black community the finger, and live my life the way I want to live. That's self-love. Creating your own path. I can express love to black women without no problem. And feel good about doing it. Even though people say, that's weird. What do you got to say you love black women? Well, because I do. Why do these jokers got to put down black women? We're not going to check them on that. You're going to check me because I say I love black women? Really? But it's crazy. I get checked for that. I do. Well, that's weird. Oh, you only date black women exclusively. That's there's a fetishization vibe there. No, it isn't. It's a love vibe. I see black women as the best option. I chose to date black women. I married a black woman. I've been married for 29 years and will be married forever. That is self-love. And if you cannot express love for the woman you're with, or who you find most attractive, that you love the most, something's wrong with you. I'm not going to sit here and hide it and say, well, I love all women, but it just happened that, golly gee, I married a black woman. No, God, that was an accident, but it worked. No, I chose a black woman because I wanted to be with a black woman. Black women were my preference. I wanted to be with a black woman. I love black women. I found them attractive. I found them to be beautiful. I love hanging around black women. I love their personality. I love their beautiful spirit. And I seeked out black women. It ain't no accident. I intentionally did this. But according to these two jokers, I should stay with my own race because there's a study, a phantom study, where some white dudes couldn't get hard looking at a black woman, naked black woman picture. I can't make this stuff up. I want to see the study. And I challenge Trailer Park Willie, come on my show. Come talk to me. If you have a show, I'll talk on your show. And Dennis Sperling, this dude, I'll talk to this guy on his show. I'll talk to Trailer Park Willie. Let's have a discussion. I would love that. And it could be cordial. I could just tell you how I feel. You tell me how you feel. And we'll have a debate on it. But I really want to talk to this Trailer Park Willie character. I mean, I want to know this study. I want to know the guys involved. And how does this equipment work? These sensors they put on their bodies? I mean, let me tell you what I think happened. Okay, they did the study, and these white men seen these beautiful black women, right? And they were naked, and they got so aroused, they got so excited that they broke the machine, and they couldn't get a reading. Maybe that's what happened. I think that's actually what happened. You can't tell. But this is a narrative. Oh, people of the same race are naturally attracted to each other. How many times have I heard that garbage? Listen to their narrative. Listen to what they're doing. Ladies, black women, they're trying to manipulate you. They're trying to get you caught up in this okie doke where, nobody wants you except the black men, so stay with black men. And you got this goofy Trailer Park Willie dude. Like what? And first of all, this white guy does not speak for me at all. I don't let no Trailer Park dude, trailer man speak for me. And it's kind of funny he uses that name. Trailer parks have a reputation for craziness, for broke people, right? the trailer park is considered the white man's ghetto, right? I've heard that so many times. Even us as white people, we make fun of each other that live in trailers, right? My uncle lives in a trailer. We make fun of him like crazy. He's pretty well off. He could live in a house, but he loves the trailer. Oh my God. And some look, and I'm not saying if you live in a trailer, I'm not putting you down, because some people live in a trailer because either they like trailers, some people do, or that's what they can afford. And if I didn't have enough money to buy a house, but I can afford a trailer, I'd be in a trailer. You know why? Because it would be mine. It would be something that belonged to me and my wife, right? Instead of paying rent in an apartment. I get that. Okay. But but the trailer park image is not a positive one. If I tell black women, hey, I know where there's good white men that love black women, you just go to this trailer park and they really love black women. Go to this trailer park. Go to Hillside Trailer Park. They really love black women there. Ladies, would you go? Would you be interested? You know what I mean? Or if I said, there's a suburban neighborhood, they have like a community center, and there's a lot of white men there, it's in the suburbs, you would go there, right? Because you would think, okay, these are men that are successful. They live in a good neighborhood. They probably got a good job. They're stable, right? But if I say trailer park, you're going to be like, I ain't going to no trailer park. And not saying you can't find a good man in a trailer park. I'm just saying. And why would he use this white man named Trailer Park Willie to talk about black women and white men not being interested? The credibility is shot there just by the name. But the study is stupid in itself. I mean, why? Who would do that study? And like I said, there are so much white DNA in black people in America. Look, and I'll say it again. It wasn't caused by some white, limp along Rangers that couldn't get hard, right? No, they were attracted to black women. They desired black women. And so don't even tell me that garbage. White men have always desired black women. Ever since black women have been in this country, ever since white men have stepped in Africa, look, we know the real deal. And even during segregation, there were white men that had two families, a white family and a black family. This happened a lot in Texas. And all around the South, really. Wealthy white men could do this stuff. The average Joe white guy probably couldn't do it. If he had an affair with a black woman, it'd have to be secretive, meet in the middle of the night type thing. But they did that too. Swirling was going on ever since time began, people. It's not a new thing. It's not a new concept. They weren't out and open like we are now. They had that secret swirl society. Okay? Now we can freely swirl, right? And I say you swirl to, and me, I would say swirl the right way. Swirl to investment. Take your swirl to marriage. But anyway, okay, let me play this some more.
Trying to impose. They don't want you telling them you can't tell them don't bring a drag queen to my kids, kindergarten class. They tell you to get out of their bedroom, but then they want to tell you that you're a racist if you don't want to date out of your race. We try to tell black women that they're delusional. Look, you think these white.
Okay, let me ask you guys something. He's saying that these liberals, right, that are going around saying if you don't want to date outside your race, that you're racist. Or look, I'm conservative, but I got friends that are liberal. That I got hardcore liberal leftist friends, right? But I've never heard them say that you have to date outside your race or you're racist. Some of these liberals don't want to date outside their race. They'll say they fight the good fight for black people, but they don't want to be around black people. I know these characters that I work with. They're highly liberal. Oh, Black Lives Matter. Yeah, we're all in. We're fighting the good fight, Black people. We love you. But they're not in their neighborhood. They don't want to be around you, but they'll say they love you. They'll wear that ribbon for you, you bet. But do they really love you? A lot of these leftists think that Black people can't even get an ID on their own, that somehow they need special help. Yeah. Let me tell you, just because someone loves you don't mean they do. But I know a lot of leftists that won't date outside their race. I know a lot of conservative men that would love to be with Black women, that are with Black women. So don't be putting that crap in there. A lot of conservatives date outside their race. Don't kid yourself. I mean, come on now. But let's continue.
Dudes want you. You think these Asians, you think there's just a whole group of men out there that want you. You're freaking delusional. Black men, for the most part, are the only ones that will marry you in droves.
Okay, stop right there. Okay. Yes, other men do want Black women. Okay. The reason that Black men are the only ones marrying Black women in droves, you know why? It's not that these men don't want Black women. It's because Black women are so darn race loyal that they're not letting these men in. They're fighting for Black love. That's what's going on. It's not the men, it's the women. If you really study it, you really get down to it, Black women hold the cards right here. It's not white men, it's not Asian men, it's not Hispanic men. Because look, white men, Hispanic men, Asian men, we're ready. We're ready to move, seriously. What's stopping us? Black women. Because so many Black women love that Tyrone, want to lift them up, want to speak life into them, want that Black love fantasy fairy tale. Most Black women want this. Let's be honest. Most Black women want a Black man. And so it's not the men stopping it. It's not the men that don't want Black women. It's actually Black women that don't want the other races of men, to be honest. Tell me if I'm wrong, ladies. You know, I wish Black women were just falling in love crazy for white men in droves. But they're not. I mean, there are Black women that love white men. There are. I've dated them. I've been around them. They're out there. But not in droves. Most Black women are going to be down with the Black men. And what proves it is as the Black community goes down, there's still a lot of Black women holding out hope. So your point that the men don't want the Black women, you're wrong. It's the Black women that don't want the men. Let's be honest. Okay? And that might hurt my ego. I'm like, gosh darn, I wish they loved us like that. But the truth is the truth. Okay? But that's okay because things are shifting. You know what? Like I said, when I was dating, Black women was the women I wanted to be with, right? And people said, well, most of them won't like you. Okay, that's fine. I only need one that loves me. That's it. I don't need Black women in droves loving me. I just need one to have that good wife, that great wife that I got. But let's be honest. You're trying to say that men don't want the Black women? It's the other way around, guy. And they know this. And that's why they're trying to put that fear in Black women, like, hey, they don't want you because they want you to be angry, upset. They want you to look at white men as white supremacists, evil, and just hating you, right? That's what they want to put in your head so you won't. So when one approaches you, you'll kick them to the curb and stay with the Black man. That's what they want. And I don't know about Trailer Park Willie. I just think he's a flunky. I think he's just doing what he's told. Seriously. I don't know. But anyway, let's continue.
And I'm glad you said it. What else would you like to add to that? Because they need to hear that. Because you that white Superman, Trailer Park Willie. They want you. Okay, they want you, and they're gonna have you. All right.
Well,
Okay, do you believe that? Trailer Park Willie is that white Superman. They want you, and they're going to have you. Really? Dude, if you want to put a better story, don't get a guy that's named Trailer Park Willie and a wife beater. Why don't you get a white man in a suit, looking sharp, attractive? That would be more credible, wouldn't it? I'm just saying, I don't know about this trailer park image. Unless he's just trying to put black women's nose in the mud and say, well, they don't want you. Look at Trailer Park Willie. Trailer Park Willie does not speak for the white community. This dude will never speak for me. Seriously. No man speaks for me anyway, period. I'm my own person. I'm my own individual. I just think he's a sidekick. I think it's entertaining. It's a funny name. And, he says some silly stuff like the study that white men can't get aroused around black women. And, and then he comes on, oh, well, Trailer Park Willie, you're the man. They want you. They're going to have you. No, I don't think black women are going to flock to Trailer Park Willie. I'm going to go on a limb again and say they're not going to do it.
I just wanted to
black women that are going to line up in front of your trailer park and they expect you to deliver that light skinned, curly haired, blue eyed baby. Okay. But,
I just wanted to add to the conversation that like when you're talking about this, these women are like, oh, I'm gonna go outside my race and get the white man, and you black men are screwed. It's like there's not that many men. The pool is so small. It's just like crazy. Like they're not gonna get those men. They're just not there. It's not real.
And it's
okay. Well, you're wrong. They're out there. They're just not coming for you, Trailer Park Willie. I mean, seriously. There are white men out there. There are Asian men. There are Hispanic men. These men greatly outnumber black women. Black women are only 7%. What are you talking about? There's not enough men out there. What? 65% is white men, right? Maybe not 65, but I think in the 60s, the majority is white men. So, okay, you put that in the factor. You put Hispanic men, right? White Hispanic. You add that. You add some Asian, Middle Eastern men in there. And maybe Native American, throw that in there. What are you talking about? There's not enough men. Black women are only 27% of the population. If black women open up their options, they can have what they want. So I don't know what he's talking about. Can you explain this to me? There's not that many men out there. Look, if only 1% of white men were interested in black women would have plenty of men to choose from. There are millions more white people than black people. Come on. These guys don't know math.
Statistics show that when white men marry out, they only marry black women at a 1% ratio.
Okay, now listen. He said 1%, right? Hey, flip it over. What's the percentage of black women that marry white men? It's going to be higher than 1%. You're taking a percentage of white men that is vastly a greater number than black women, and you're saying only 1%. That sounds low, right? Let me tell you something. Less than 1% serve in the armed forces right now. That's millions of people. Look, if All black women married white men. Only 27% of white men would be married to black women. Approximately. Only 28%. So flip your numbers. What is the percentage of black women married to white men? Don't just use the white men. I know what he's doing. He's using white men because the number is greater to make it sound lower than what it really is. You know, interracial marriages have increased by 400 to 500% since the Loving versus Virginia case. Okay? And there's millions more people on earth. Let that sink in. Interracial marriage is growing. And guys, don't be discouraged if, you know, there's only that many and not many. It's growing every day. Look, I was back in the 90s when I got married, and I see a lot more interracial couples now than I ever have. So, you know, research the numbers. Don't just say, it's easier to say, well, only 1% of white men, but there's millions more white men than black women. So the numbers are going to be low. Even if 100% of black women are married to white men, the numbers would still be low if you're counting the percentage of white men. I think I figured like 28% if 100% of black women married white men. It's still going to look low. So he's good, though. He's a good manipulator, right? Come on. Let's continue.
And like you said, if you're going to marry a woman of African descent, it's going to be Ethiopian. You're going for, you're going, what is it? What's her name? A young Naomi. What's her name? I forget.
Oh, come on, dude. You don't know Naomi Campbell? She's like one of the most beautiful women on earth. Come on, dude. Oh, my God. What's her name? What's her name? Oh, come on. Any man that don't know her name, okay. You should be ashamed.
The ladies, that young supermodel, that's who you're going for. You're not going for some 150-pound linebacker chick from Des Moines, Iowa. That ain't who you're looking for. You know, who wants that? But anyway, man, I appreciate.
Oh, okay. So he talks about American black women like a linebacker. So they're all fat. See, this is all putting black women down. There's a reason they're doing this, guys. And Trailer Park Willie will only date Ethiopian supermodel? Really? Look, I got to go on a limb again, guys. Because I've never... Look, I got to go on a limb. I've never met an Ethiopian supermodel. I never met one, right? But I'm going to go on a limb and say that Ethiopian supermodels are not interested in trailer park men. I just don't think they are. They got, first of all, they're extremely beautiful. They're successful. Why would they go to the trailer park? Answer that for me. I'm just saying. I don't think they're looking for that. So Trailer Park Willie, you're not going to get a Naomi Campbell. Sorry. You're not going to get an Ethiopian supermodel. You're not. You're not going to get that. And what's this? You can't get aroused, but only with a supermodel? I mean, there are many black women that are low income, middle class, and upper class that are very beautiful. I've seen very beautiful black women that don't have success, don't have a lot of wealth and stuff. They're in all areas. But this is putting down black women, putting down black American women, saying you're a self-hater if you date out. And he's saying that his preference for you is to date someone that looks like you. What do you mean your preference for me as a man? What do you mean? You want to see me do that and other white men be with white women. I get it. You want black men with black women, right? But you don't have a preference for me. I mean, I choose my own path and other people do. I mean, anyway, let's continue. It's almost over.
What else would you like to add? I'm gonna bring the rest of the guys back in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it there. You keep going.
Okay. All right. Well, I felt I had to do a reaction on this. Okay. And I wanted to put my rebuttal in this. Okay. And when he's saying that white men are not aroused with black women, I'm just like, this is like, wait, hold the phone. This is totally a lie. This is ridiculous. And it makes no sense. And to see a black man with a white man insulting black women and okay with it and helping it in on the insult. That's how I see it. And I mean, if what they say is true, that white men ain't really interested in black women, then why would they be worried? They would have everybody segregated like they want, right? If white men cannot get aroused by black women, you think they would be dating and marrying black women? Come on. Let's be honest. I know a relationship ain't all about sex. It's not. But it is a part of a relationship. It's a part of the marriage, right? You have to have intimacy when you're married. Come on. And if you can't get excited by the woman you're with, how good is your relationship going to be? Let's be honest, okay? So that wouldn't even be happening. This is such silliness. But I would say, you know what? These two dudes, I'll talk to them. And I really want to debate with Trailer Park Willie. I'm giving the challenge. You come on my show. If you have a show, I'll come on your show. Or his buddy's show. I'll go on that show too. I would like to talk to these jokers seriously. I want to pick their mind. Why do they think this? What is the agenda here? Because they say we have an agenda by trying to get everybody to interracially date like it's some conspiracy thing. No, what it is we're seeing something that's beautiful, that's amazing, and we want people to know about it. I'm in an interracial marriage. I am blessed. I've been blessed by black women in my life, and I share my story. I'm not telling you have to do what I did. I'm not telling you have to interracially marry. But I am telling you, have your options open, especially black women, because black women, only 27% of black women in America are married. So if you want to be married, there's black women that are going to have to open up their options. It is what it is. And you say, well, I'm only attracted to black men. Yes, because you've been told that your whole life. And you've been told it so much that you just believe it. Look, white men have been in that situation. We've been conditioned too. I talked about it the other night. And that's why people thought I was crazy, because I wanted to date black women. And they're like, wait, you're not supposed to do that. What's going on? Why are you? They thought I was nuts. It wasn't that they didn't find them attractive. They did. But they were told their whole life that you're supposed to be with your own kind. They've been told that their whole life. We've been segregated for so long that it's still in our mindset. There are white men that say they're only attracted to white women because they've been told that garbage their whole life. They've been told that's the beauty standard. They've been told it. But it's breaking down. It's wearing off, and white men are starting to see, wait a minute. And it started with Asian women, Hispanic women. Like, wait, I want something different, something new. And Becky and Karen have been so privileged and provided for that they kind of take us for granted. Think about it. So white men are saying, wait a minute, I want something different. Asian women, they love white men too, and That's happening. Hispanic women, it's a little different. It's almost like white and white, but they have their own culture, and it's like something different. These women are different from what we see. And black women, I mean, white men date and marry out more than white women do. That's a fact. Now, white women date more black men than white men date black women. But you know what? That's changing too. We're catching up. But the key is black women. Really, it is. For the floodgates to open, black women hold the cards right there. And I think as generations are moving along, younger black women are saying, I ain't dealing with this stuff. I'm not dealing with conditioning. I'm going over here. Brad treats me well. He pays for everything. He loves me. He tells me, he's kind. Where Tyrone just expects me to lift him up and treat him like a king. I mean, I hear black women say these things now, but most black women do want to be with black men. It just is what it is. Okay. Most white men stay within their race, but it's changing. Our conditioning's wearing off. Black women's going to take a little bit longer. And I think that's why our marriages are so good, is because our counterparts don't respect us. They take us for granted. So when we get somebody that treats us kind, that shows us love, we really cling to that. And I'm speaking truth. And people still think it's weird that I say I love black women. Why do they think it's weird? Because they've been conditioned. I'm not supposed to say that. I'm not supposed to think that. And if I do, I'm a weirdo. It's a fetishization. No, it's not. It's an observation. It's the women that touch my heart and my soul that have had an impact in my life. That's what it is. It's not weird at all. You're all weird by thinking I'm weird for having love like that. I'm just saying. But hopefully, you know what? I would like to talk to these two characters. I would. And I hope you don't try to block my video. I was just putting my rebuttal in, and I was just putting my thoughts. And I should. Because when you attack black women like that and say white men aren't getting aroused or don't find you attractive, no, I need to come in and say something. Because I'm not going to let this trailer park white dude speak on my behalf or speak down to black women. Because all that stuff he's saying is garbage. And I want to see this study. But anyway. But I really wanted to cover this, guys, because this is something that's going on. And I'm going to go in on white men here probably on a couple lives down the road, because I'm seeing something where white men are going online attacking black women. And I don't like that. I don't like anybody attacking black women. But it really bothers me. It really pisses me off, because when people see racist white men do this crap, then these beta kings will use that and say, here, this is how white men think about you. They're racist. Look at this. And then men like me that really love black women, we get turned away because of some jackass white dude says some crazy stuff. That needs to be addressed. And not only that, if we're presenting ourselves, and listen to me, man, if we're going to present ourselves as a better option, we better be that better option. You know what I'm saying? If we say we really love black women, we better freaking prove it. And anybody that attacks black women, we better stand up for it. I'm serious. Because this sideshow clown show we just witnessed, okay, I think it was just to take dig at black women and try to be funny. But it's not funny. It really isn't. Because black women are getting drugged through the mud. And I don't understand, if black men want to keep black women in their community, I think you need to try to be the better option and show them love rather than try to put them down and shame them. I'm just saying. You know, it makes no sense to me. Whenever I tried to date a woman, I didn't put her down and try to shame her. I tried to be kind and respectful and show some love. I didn't tell her, well, men don't want to date you, but here I am. That's what black men are saying. Nobody wants you, but here I am. Take care of me. Like, what? I mean, that's what I'm seeing. And then, well, it's your fault you're single mothers, but, and then they'll go and tell other black men not to date single black women. Like, what? And not just not tell them, they'll shame them for it. I'm just like, you know what? We do need men in this world that will love and marry single mothers. We do. Okay? Because look, the women need love and their children need a father, whether it's a biological father or not. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with dating and marrying a single mother. There's not. There's a lot of great women out there that are good wives and mothers that, had children before they met you. And that's okay. And there's good men that will marry them and take their children on too. Why should we shame a man that does that? Oh, you're being a simp because you love her, because you do nice things. I guess it's like the weirdest thing. Like, you gotta treat her like total crap or you're weak somehow. Like, what? And then you expect the women to love you after you dog them out? I don't know. I don't know. It's like our cultures are so different. It's like I listen to some black dudes say that, calling men simps because they're being kind and courteous to women. And then, the player, the pimp is like the ultimate man. And it's like, what? No wonder the community's messed up. I don't know. But anyway, I think this needed to be covered. Okay. And like I said, this Dennis Swirling guy, I don't really know him. I've heard of him. I've watched a little bit of his stuff. But I wanted to go in on the Trailer Park Bob or Trailer Park Willie guy. Because that hurts us more than black men saying we're racist or fetishizers. You know what really hurts us is white men. This pisses me off. Is the Trailer Park Willies. Because he puts a stereotype on white men. And he's speaking ill about black women. And those of us white men that want to be with black women, they look at that and say, well, white men don't really want us. They're just fetishizers, or, they'll only date the supermodel in Ethiopia or some crazy stuff. But there's a reason they do this. There's an agenda. The agenda is, ladies, to keep you where you're at. The agenda is to keep you with the black man, okay? And this white guy, he probably agrees with the segregation thing too. I've seen many black men and white men speak about how we need to be within our own race. And why do they want that? It don't benefit black women at all. Segregation like that benefits black men. You know why? Because they can date and marry out. They could get with Becky, Mei Ling, and Maria. And then black women outnumber black men so much that they could go back to you and you have to date and marry down to be with them. So actually, black women are getting played. I mean, if black men can date and marry out, you can too, ladies. You have every right. In fact, you have more of a right to do it. From what you've been put through, I'm just saying. And it's no secret that when black women get dogged out, it's no secret that black women are the least protected, most disrespected. You see how these guys talked about black women? Listen, if I would have went on and said, you know what, let me tell you, there was a study where they took white women and showed them pictures of naked black men, and you know what, they didn't get excited. In fact, they started going into convulsions and throwing up, and they really couldn't get excited for black men. What do you think would happen? People would be going nuts on the internet. They would be doing so many videos about this. They would be coming for me day and night. Oh, that racist. How can he say that? How can he? Think about it. I know I'm not wrong. They would be after me like white on rice, right? They'd be all over it. They can't take getting the criticism. These beta kings can't take that. If you say, if I would have said the same thing that the trailer park man said, and said there was a study where white women weren't attracted to black men, oh my God, they would lose their mind. But yet they do it to black women like, yeah, oh well. And let me tell you, I bet I can make a channel and I can go in on black women as a white man. I could talk about their weave, and show crazy things that black women do. And my channel will be 3 times the size it is right now. And black men would be cheering me on. I bet you. But if I made a channel, look, I say anything negative about black men. Oh my God, they're all over me like crazy. And it don't matter if it's true or not. Stuff I say is true, but they have a problem. But if I go in on black women, no problem. Look at Trailer Park Willie. He did it. Nobody checked him. Nobody's on YouTube checking him, I don't think, except me. I mean, seriously. Anybody else going in on this clown? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to drop the link again. If you guys want to come up, you can. And if not, I'm going to close it down. But my thing is ladies, put the ball in your court. Make the decision for you. What's best for you? What's the best option for you? Stop lifting up the man. Lift up yourself. Go for the man that's going to lift you up. Okay? You're not obligated to be with someone that looks like you. You're not obligated to be with someone in your community. The only thing you need to do, ladies, is be with who makes you happy, who's going to take care of you. Okay? Someone that's going to love you in all areas. not just the physical, but the spiritual, the emotional. Okay. Somebody that wants to provide for you, someone that wants to see you happy, somebody that, you know, is more concerned about your happiness than their own. Someone that will sacrifice for you, put you first. Okay. Welcome, S. Is that right?
Hey, I just want to thank you for everything that you do. I'm not going to be on that long,
Oh,
but I just love everything that you do. I don't really listen to Dennis Sperling, but he's just a sad, miserable. You can tell he has diabetes or something like that. He's just a miserable soul, and he can't seem to keep Black women from between, his lips. And it's really perplexing because they talk about doing the passport thing. And it's like, I thought they came up with a solution, which was getting your passport and going as far away to whatever country you want to go to find your wife. Like, I am totally rooting for that. But it just seems like there's been like a reverse. Like, all of a sudden, they're like discussing Black women again. Like, at first, they were talking about going overseas and finding the wife. And, that would have been perfect. But it's like now they're double backing. And now, Black women are the topic of discussion all over again, and they can't seem to keep us out of their mouths. I have foreign friends, and I'm like, excited. I'm like, Black men are coming to get you. Open your arms because they're coming. And now, like, I'm disappointed again because they're. It seems like the solution didn't work or something. I don't know, but I thought they were going overseas. I want them to like leave us alone. You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
yeah. No, I get you. I don't listen to him. Um,
I don't either.
I've heard people talk about him, and
Yeah.
when this was sent to me about the trailer park Willie guy,
Oh
I
God.
just I just felt I had
When
to say something.
Dennis tried really, he's reaching so hard with Trailer Park Willie. I can almost guarantee that someone set him up to do that. Like, poor Trailer Park
Yeah,
Willie. And you
yeah,
look at him like, oh my God. It's so hilarious how far they will go to like get Black women's attention by any means necessary. And it's just, it's getting ridiculous at this point. They're so sick. They're
yeah.
just sick.
It's crazy. Yeah, I think he's like a sideshow character on a show. Um,
Yeah, it's a
it, it,
part of it's staged. It really is. You
yeah,
can tell it was totally staged. Because what study is he talking about? I'm around white men quite a bit. I live in a white area. Black women are not having a problem getting
yeah,
a white guy, a decent white guy at that. Where I live, it's like maybe 8% blacks, but the Black women here, even the teenage Black girls, they're dating out, they're marrying out, they have mixed kids. I see it all the time. So Trailer Park Lily needs to get out of the trailer park and get outside, okay?
yeah,
Get
right.
out of the rural country town that he lives in and just explore the world. I mean, I feel bad for people like that. And I feel bad for Dennis, and you can tell that he's sick. I mean, he's got the blotches all over his skin. His face is getting swollen. You can tell he's got kidney issues because I work in healthcare, so I can see it. He's a sick
Oh, wow.
man, and he needs to get offline and focus on his health, focus on his little wife that's going to leave him as soon as she gets her law degree. I'm sorry. I know you don't want to get petty, but I'm just saying I get so
No,
sick of it, and it's just getting ridiculous.
yeah, it just
And I
I
just want to thank you. I want to thank you so much. But go ahead. I'm sorry because I'm not
oh,
going to be
thank
on
you.
long.
I appreciate it. No, I
Yeah,
just felt this was sent to me. I felt I needed to talk on this because as silly as it is, it's like, come on. I mean,
I
it's
know.
like and I'm seeing these white dudes showing up in different areas attacking black women, and I'm like, what's that about?
They've
Are
been ignored. They probably had some bad experiences, not saying that black women
yeah,
are perfect, but those are the ones that white guys are irritated with are the ones that worship black men. They're the ones that, are BLM type people that, you can't talk to my black king like that. Don't treat my black king like that. Those are the ones that the white guys are irritated with. They're not irritated with the black women, who don't have a problem with white people. They're irritated by what we do. We call them the mammies, the ones that, put on their capes and
yeah,
they march and they sit there and defend black men to the T. Like those are the kind of black women that a lot of these white men are irritated with. And so they take it out on all black women, you know what I mean? So
oh,
it
okay,
just takes getting around the right type of black women. That's why I support divesting so much, because it puts us in a better, in the lens of other people, it puts us in a better light. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
we're no longer wearing the cape. We don't. I don't even look at black men. They're totally invisible to me, and they can tell. You know what I mean? But we just need to, I would say, divest. Leave black men alone altogether. They're too sick, and too much damage has been done. There's no reversing the damage at this point. I am no longer interested in reconciliation.
mhm,
I'm not interested in healing. You know what I mean? There's no
yeah,
healing from this. We just need to part ways. That's the solution. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I just,
I
yeah, go ahead.
no, I just, I was thinking, and look, I always say this, and I say if you're going to date and marry out as a
Hmm.
white man, I think you're better off being with a divested black woman, more than a
Absolutely.
woman that swirls, because the divested black
Yeah,
woman said, um, she's going to have your back. If she loves you, she has your back.
exactly.
And but
Yes, you
the
will.
woman that swirls, she may love you and want to be with you, but she might have that black male worshiping in her where she's still got to fight for the black man.
Yeah.
And
Oh God, no,
and I've
absolutely
seen
not.
that, and it's the weirdest thing. I've seen white men date black women that will get mad at them and jump on the side of black men when they're in a relationship. And
Right.
thank God my wife's not like that, but um
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, and but with the divested woman, you're with her, she's got you. She's already broken
mhm,
away, and she's not caught up in that culture and all that other stuff over there. The cape's gone.
mhm, yeah.
And if she
Yeah,
is
the
going,
cape is totally
yeah.
gone. Oh my goodness.
So
I think
I,
we're
I
getting a delay, but oh, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah. So I mean, I really, um, tell white men and non-black men date divested women if they'll date you. I mean, you're better off,
Mhm,
um, because that
absolutely.
stuff is eliminated. And as I've grown through YouTube, I have more respect for divested black women because I'm seeing what it is. Back in the
Yeah.
day when I started, I was like, "What is this divested thing?" And people would tell me, "Oh, they just hate black men." I'm like, "Well, why would they hate them?" And I'm a white guy outside looking in. Yeah, I've been married several years to my black wife, but you know, she pretty much grew up in a white neighborhood, so really, it some of the stuff I didn't see, and
Yeah.
tell either she would tell me about it or other black women, or I observed, and I'm like, it like catches up with you, like, oh, okay, I get it now. I get it. I know what
Yeah.
these women are saying now. And it's like,
Now,
before,
when your wife first told you about these things, did you believe her or did you like have to see it for yourself? Because some, white guys, they don't believe it. They can't believe how dysfunctional and how warped, Black men are. So it's like they have to see it for themselves because normal men don't behave like that and they don't think like
Yeah.
that. So I've drawn to come to the conclusion, just like divested women, they've come to the conclusion, and I myself is divested, that Black men are just not normal. They're just not a normal group of men. Um, it, it's they
Yeah.
don't think, they don't operate, they don't navigate like other groups of men, which is why they continuously, perpetually are at the bottom, and they're going to remain that way because, even Mr. Swirling is so-called an educated lawyer, which
Yeah.
he went to HBCUs, and I'm pretty sure they just went on and passed him through because at HBCUs, all they want is you to attend and show that you want a degree, and they'll push you on through, even if you really aren't that smart. So
You know
I'm pretty
what?
sure that they pushed him on through. But even looking at him and that dingy warehouse suit that he wears with those funny glasses, so-called educated, look how he talks, look how he behaves. It just shows that Black men, no matter what, no matter how much education or, accolades that they've obtained in life, they're just nothing. They're just not going to be anything. And it's
Yeah.
sad. It's like, it's not even me making it up. It's just how they are. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Well, I will say this: when you were asking me, did I believe it? And be
Yeah.
honest, when I was first dating my wife, we first got married. She would tell me some things, and my thought was it wasn't that I didn't believe her, but it was like,
Hmm.
okay, I'm the first white guy you dated. We got married, and that's great. But I was like, okay, you just were with bad Black men. That was my thought. I'm like, okay, well, there's good and bad in every, and you just got the bad Black men. Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, and I started seeing things, and I started like, wow. And
And you started
it,
watching
it,
like
it did take
YouTube. You
time for
probably
me
couldn't believe
because
what you were hearing.
yeah, it took me time because I didn't grow up in a Black neighborhood or Black culture or none of that. I've always
Hmm.
dated Black women, but that's not the same as if you live it, right? And,
Right, right.
and so it didn't click till later on in life when I started seeing things. And
Hmm.
and then I seen the cultural thing. It's like these Black men are doing bad things, but then you see one that it appears he's doing the right thing. He's showing the woman he's with love and wants to be with, and then he's like shamed for being weak, being a simp, and I'm like, what is this? What
Exactly.
is this simp thing? I'm just like,
They call everybody a simp. Isn't that funny? Like,
I,
you're a simp if you take out the trash. You're a simp if you wash your underwear. I mean, you're a simp if you kissed your wife on the forehead. I mean, you're just a simp. Like, they have
yeah,
overused that word. It is just overused.
I, I don't know how it originated. I think it was something like some white guy that just does whatever his wife tells him to and just don't stand up for himself. I think I don't know. Maybe that's where it originally came, but it's like you do good for women, it's like you're just weak. It's like, whoa. And
And
it was
these
like,
are the same guys, the same Black guys that call, other guys a simp, but they're the ones simping when they go to these other countries. I mean, this is what I hear. I hear that these
uh-huh.
guys are over there simping and getting drugged and robbed and giving their wallets to these women that just look at
Oh,
them and they're all laughing overseas. They're like the biggest simps, the ones who call other simps. You
you,
always have to like side
you
eye
know
them.
what?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What?
and there are guys like that talk tough and they'll call you a simp in a heartbeat and then get with some
They're
Asian
the
woman or
simp.
some woman that just turns them out and they're like, ah, they just take advantage of them. It's like, wow. And
It's so easy. It's such these women, they're like, God, you guys are super easy. Y'all are some dumbasses, because I heard the foreign women talking and I'm like, I don't, I'm like, don't say it too much because I don't want the black guys to stop going over there. I want them to keep going. Like the less of them that I see, the happier I am. I mean, if you don't like America, then go ahead. Just leave. You know what I mean? Um, it,
Yeah.
it's best for everybody. You know what I mean? It's less violence. It's less R word. You know what I mean? It's less robbing. It's less everything. Like the quicker you go, because like I said, it doesn't matter. They said that the high value men are going overseas, and that's not true because all
No.
these men do is talk about like, oh, where can I find a remote job and how much is rent? Oh, it's 250. Oh, I can afford that. Because I make 30,000 a year here. So, oh man, my American dollar can stretch really far over here. And they're like talking about like bargaining and budgeting and all. I'm like, okay, so you guys are high value and all like the rich guys are going. And I'm like, yeah, right. It's just getting so child play. You know what I
You,
mean?
you know what it is? I think this is what it is.
What?
They degrade American black women. You know why? Because they have standards. Black women are
Yeah,
starting. You know what? They're not falling on the sword like they used to, and black women are starting to open
exactly.
up their options. And
Hmm.
you gotta provide. Now you go overseas to a third world country, and yeah, these women are going. They're going flock to you because you know why? Because you got money. You're Yeah, they see you as a rich man. Now, here's the thing. They're going to exploit you. They're going to take advantage of you. And you think you
Hmm.
found real love, and then you wake up and, after being passed out, your wallet's gone, your phone, and you're like, what the heck?
I
Yeah,
know. It's like I see so many videos, and those are the ones that they want to ignore. Like they want to ignore the foreign women that are like, telling the truth. They don't want to talk about that. They only bring up like these handful of women. A lot of these women, like they always talk about hitting the wall and all this stuff. A
yeah.
lot of the women that are the foreign women that are siding with the passport bureaus, a lot of them have hit the wall. Like a lot of these women uh, some of them are in their 50s. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with being in your 50s because, a lot of black women, you can't even tell how old a black woman is these
You
days.
can't.
You know what I mean? You just
Yeah.
can't tell. Yeah, she can be in her 50s. You might be thinking she's 20 something or 30 something, but these women that I see that are, supposedly telling it off to the black woman, these women are like older. And I'm like, well, what happened to hitting the wall and, geriatric
Yeah. Like,
pregnancy and all this stuff. But these women are like clearly older, and some of them are like single moms, and I'm like, God, it's just like, because I was looking forward to, all these black men just leaving and leaving America to, uh, black women and white men. This is our country. You know what I mean? So the quicker that they left, it would be better for everybody. You know what I mean? So it's just disappointing. And I don't know. It's just black women are opening up their options more and more because, like I said, I see it every single day, right? In my neighborhood. And, the thing is, black men, they can't handle rejection. I guess they think
yeah.
that they're the hottest guy on the block, and they're not. A lot of black women are not even attracted to black men.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's a weird
they're,
thing. Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's like, I and you see it. You could see
yeah.
I've seen black men that are married to white women get upset when they see a white man with a black woman. And it's like there was even a guy on
Yeah,
YouTube that admitted that he bothered him. And it's like,
all the time when I'm out with my guy. Oh my God. I can see a black man with I mean, it doesn't even bother me. It never did bother me, but
yeah,
it's now I'm like watching out for him because they seem dangerous. So when they see me out with my white guy, and I've been with him for a really long time and we're kind of used to it. So he doesn't pay attention, but I pay
yeah,
attention. And you'll see the black guy, literally mean mug us or look at us like give us the death stare and like, how dare you? You know what I mean? And he's with a white woman.
You,
And I'm like, what is the problem? It's crazy. It's like they give you like the meanest look. And it's like, I just smile. I'm like, hello, hi, excuse me, we'll be on the same aisle, like on the cereal aisle or something like that. And he'll try to like, just give us the meanest look. And it's just, why? I don't understand why it bothers them so bad. You
yeah,
know,
it,
um,
I remember
the
this time.
solution is Black women totally just leaving Black men alone. And so they're going to be, if they think they're bothered now, they're going to be really bothered. And another thing that I wanted to mention about like percentage dating and all that stuff,
Uh-huh.
they're using like super old stats. A lot of the stats are like from
Mhm.
1998. The latest one that I saw, there's another chick, I call her Mammy. She used a stat from like 2001. You know what I mean? Things have changed. Even if you go to Pew Research study, you'll see that Black women and white men are marrying out at over 12% as of 2015.
Yeah.
But we're in 2023, right?
Hmm.
We're in 2023. So if we were marrying out with white men at 12%, I'm sure it's doubled or tripled since 2015. That was almost 10 years ago,
Well,
right? So
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
they want to just keep it at 1%, 1%.
they do.
And if you want to look at white women dating Black men, they only marry Black men at 2%. So if we want to just nitpick at the numbers, you know what I mean? Because there's more white people than Black people in this country.
Yes.
1% is actually, if they want to look at it, we don't need all white men to marry Black women. There's only 2 million more Black women than Black men. So we technically only need like 2 million white men to marry
Yeah.
Black women to even things out. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
so stupid.
Yeah, and it would do it very quickly. And you know what? I think
Quickly.
that would be the best for our country because
Yes.
I I mean, look, black women they also did a study where they found out that black women, white men, their marriages are the longest lasting, but they also found
Yes.
out that white men with black women are more successful, have more wealth.
Hmm.
It's
I
it,
know.
yeah. I mean, in every area, white men are better off
Every
with black
area.
women than any other group of women. Period. End of story. And and people don't look
Exactly.
at what's going on. They say, well, most of white men are with white women. That's true, but the really successful ones are with black women. I'm just saying. Um, if you look at
Exactly.
the
I mean, if
stats,
you want to look at like the billionaires, they want to always say, well, no billionaire or millionaire, and Black women, they talk about where's the gold diggers or whatever. Most Black women are not dating, we're not even seeking the millionaire or billionaire. We're seeking the average white guy that's doing well for himself, of course, because most white men are doing a pretty good for themselves. It's just, my friend, down the street, her husband is an HVAC. He owns an HVAC company,
mhm,
and he hired his brother. That's like a family business, and they're blue collar guys.
yeah,
Um, it's just it's just I don't think Black men understand statistics. You know what I
they
mean?
they
They don't
don't.
understand statistics.
And they manipulate it. They say, see, and that's where this Dennis Sperling said, he said only 1% of white men. How about black women? Because if you flip it that way, the number's going to be higher because there's less black women.
Exactly.
So it's a play on
Right.
numbers. Um,
It is.
it
1% sounds, it sounds good to the ear of men that want to hear that Black women are so undesired, right? So he throws out this 1%. And there's another mammy that does that too. She's like,
oh,
1% of white men And like I said, that's an old 2001 stat, right? But then they want to bring that up. But if you think about it, 1% out of 320, million or however many million white men are here, if you do the math, 1% is a big number considering
I
that
think I
white
think
people dominate,
one, yeah. And
it's just,
I
I don't
kind of played with the numbers and I did the math, and I
know.
found out if 100% of black women married white men, right?
Yeah,
White men's numbers would only be like 28%. So it would still sound
right,
like not many of them are dating black women when we marry all of them. So
right.
that ain't never going to happen. But what I'm saying is the numbers are always going to be low because there's so many more white people than black people. It just, it's, but
He
people don't look
totally
at it.
ignores that. And he
Why?
does the same thing. He does that with white men and black women marriages, and he also does that with crime statistics, but that's
Yeah,
another topic. But he does the same thing. It's like he claims to be so educated, but he's totally skewing the stats to fit the narrative that
yeah.
black women are so undesired and nobody wants a black woman. Yet I see black women and white men all the time. And it's gotten to the point now that I actually look for it. I actually look for it. I'm like, let me, just on the
I,
lookout for it. And when
I
I do, I'm like, it just puts a smile on my face. And I'm
it,
like, black men are just dumb.
I do that too. Me and my wife will notice interracial couples and we'll be like all happy about. And we went to an arena football game, right? And we saw
Uh-huh.
this interracial couple, and they were really young, like in their
Oh
early
yeah.
20s, and they're just getting married. And my wife kind
Oh,
of got emotional. She said, "That's us 30 years ago." And I'm like, "Yeah, And it was
that is
funny
so
because
beautiful.
it was like he was hugging on her, smiling, and then I had my arm around my wife, and we walked by each other,
Yeah.
and she like her and my wife like smiled at each other, and said, "Hey," and the guy was like, I gave him like that, and he did the same thing to me, and we talked to him, and we told him, we said, "Yeah, well, we've been married, and this was before our anniversary." I said, soon it's going to be 29 years we've been married. We got married back in '94. And they're like, "Wow."
Wow.
And they said,
Wow.
"Well, we're getting married and, here in a month or two." And I was like, "What?" And it was just encouraging. And I remember this
Yeah.
time we went out to eat, right? And there was this
Hmm.
elderly couple. She was black and he was white. And we
Yeah,
went
I see
in,
that
and
too. I see
and
that a lot too.
and it's something about it. It's like we got this cohesion thing. Like we'll wave at each other, and they came and
Yeah,
talked
it's an
to us.
acknowledgement. It's an
And
acknowledgement.
you know what it was? They were both
What?
widowers, and both their spouses passed on, and they married each other.
Oh,
And that was the
so
first time they
sweet.
were in an interracial relationship. But they went to the same church and stuff. They're good friends for years,
Oh,
and their spouses passed on, so they married each other. And I was like, man, that's neat. Um,
that is.
it's
Wow.
never too late to swirl to investment. It's like, and
No,
I
it's
always say
not.
that, and because I think of, we got divestment, right? I think of non-black
Hmm.
men that love black women that really want them to be their wives. I call them investors. That's what I
Yeah,
consider myself.
absolutely.
And when I say
Hmm.
swirl, we're considered swirlers too, even though we're just married
I
to one
hate that.
person.
Yeah.
So I came up with the slogan "Swirl to Investment," meaning interracial
Yes.
date to marriage. Um,
Hmm.
but I just, man, I love
Yeah,
seeing
that's like a
interracial.
play on divestment. I like that. I really like that,
Yeah,
that the swirl to investment. Even though swirlers have given, it a bad name, you know what I
yeah.
mean? So
What?
I a long time ago when I didn't know any better, I called myself a swirler, but now I'm kind of embarrassed that I even called myself a swirler, where in my heart I was a divester, a true
Yeah.
divester.
Well,
You know what I mean?
the thing with swirling, it could be good or bad. It's like, and that's where you're at when you're interracially dating. It's like, um, well, you could be divested and go into an interracial marriage, but I mean,
Yeah.
swirling's not bad. That's just interracial dating. I mean, we all before
Yeah,
we
but
get
if you
married,
have black
we
men
date
as
each
an,
other.
you have to like, I'm at a point where you have to like cut black men out of your entire dating pool. Like if a black woman still, kind of entertains a black man, or,
Yeah.
entertains his shenanigans, or even sounds like she's wearing a cape, or, kind of excuses his bad behavior or his degeneracy, I kind of just shy away. I kind of like slowly ease away from her. Like I don't trust black women like that.
Mhm.
To me, I think they're dangerous. I hate to say that, but they're kind of dangerous. And it's to the point where you divest, or they say divest or die.
Mhm.
That's how it is for me. Like either you just totally get away from black men, or I can't really deal with you. I just can't, because I don't trust you. I tend to trust divestors because we're kind of like in a group together. We kind of, there's some extreme divestors, and then there's some divestors that don't even say they're divested. They're actually divested though, like Tina Turner. She never said
Yeah.
she was divested, but you could tell she was a divester. And those are the women that that's like my tribe. So I those are the women I rock with for real. I don't deal with swirlers. They kind of like rub me the wrong way. They get on my nerves because they're
Yeah.
always coming up with an excuse, for black men, or, they want to bring up century old slavery. They want to bring up, find racism in everything. You know what I mean? I don't have time for that. And I look at those women as you need to stay with black men. Don't even date out. Don't put a white man through that kind of stress. Bringing
Yeah.
up race all the time, bringing up, seeing racism and everything. You know what I mean? That's tiring, and it's exhausting. And I can't stand that. I
Yeah,
cannot stand
and you
that.
know what? I get, and that's where I get where a divester is better to date, because I've been through that where I've
Mhm.
dated black women where they would be like so woke and talk about
Mhm.
racism, slavery, and all this stuff, and I'm like, and
Oh,
you want to be understanding and loving, and it's like you're beating me up about this that I haven't done, and it's like,
you have absolutely nothing to do with. It's like,
yeah,
come
it's like,
on.
and I think a lot of time black women that swirl, th- this
Mhm.
this is what can happen, and this can be problematic. She might be with a white man because she's attracted to him physically,
Mhm.
but she wants the black man or the black man image or whatever. Or it could go the other
Yeah.
way. It could go the other way. She might be attracted to a black man, but loves what the white man's doing, his success. So it could go
Oh
either way,
God.
and either way is problematic, you
And I
know?
also hate like the swirlers that say, black men never paid me no attention. They're not attracted to me, so I had to go date a white guy because I can't get a black man, or the black man that I
Yeah,
want didn't want me. I hate those type too. Because the thing is,
yeah,
I black men are always in my face. They always try to talk to me. Also other races of men as well. But I've never had a problem with black men getting
yes,
a good quote unquote good black man. I've been around those types. I'm just not attracted to them. I'm not like, they're not like my first choice. And I think that bothers them the most, black men the most, when they hear that, because it's like, no, I didn't have a problem dating black men. I know it's not
yeah,
that. You're not, I, I'm not into you like that. Like it, I
You
think
know
they
what?
can handle the swirlers a lot better because they tend
Yeah.
to have that excuse. You know what I mean?
You
They
know,
had rejection issues. I don't have that problem. So it's
yes.
just,
And I would tell non-black men to listen. When a black woman
yeah,
talks to you, listen to her, because if she says, well, black men didn't really want me, so I opened up my options, she's telling you that she wants a black man, but you're all she's got right
yeah,
now. You're
they
you're
need to
you're
run.
you're the come up guy till she gets a black man. Seriously. That is
Exactly.
a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah, I that listen to
that's the
that,
worst.
guys. If you like dating black women and she says that, leave her alone
Hmm.
because she don't want you.
Run.
She's comfortable with you till she gets what she wants. And that
Exactly.
and I've heard black women say that. Well, black men really ain't checking for me, so I opened up my no, you should have never
That's
opened
a
up your
load of
options.
crap.
Your heart is not with that white man, so leave him alone.
Exactly.
And
Hmm.
yeah.
Exactly. That's not, I tell any white guy if they hear that from their black girlfriend, just run for the hills. That's not the type of black woman you want. Because deep down, she's like, "Oh, I feel rejected by black men, so I'm gonna go get me a white guy." No, get the black woman that the black men want. You know what I mean? Get the black woman that the black women had no problem getting a black man. Those are the kind of black women that a white guy should date. That leans more conservative, or all the way conservative, far right wing conservative, whatever.
Oh yes.
Get away from those swirler liberal, fence sitters. I, run for the hills. It's so dangerous. I can't even explain how dangerous it is. And it's just a bunch of games. I, I love white men. I'm like pro white male leadership. I love her name.
Oh
I
yeah.
love that name so much because that's how I feel. Like I feel good under white male leadership. I trust it. I understand it, and I feel safe under it. I don't give a damn what they're talking about out there. That's where I am. You know what I mean? So I just, oh my God. Yeah. We,
Yeah.
black
Oh,
women need to get schooled. We need
I
to,
got
like, especially the swirlers.
yeah. Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, yes, I'm going to come up again. I am so thankful you let me up.
Oh, thank you for coming
I
up. It
got
was
my
good
bubble
talking
bath
to you.
running and the water's going to get cold.
Okay. Yeah, don't let her overrun. Hey, it was good talking to you. You're welcome up here
It's
anytime.
good talking to you too. Yes, love you and love your wife. Y'all are so beautiful. And I love
Oh,
this
thanks so
channel.
much. I
Ah,
appreciate
you
that.
rock. You
All right,
totally
thank you
rock.
so
Thank
much.
you so much. Love you ladies in the chat. All right,
Okay.
talk to you soon.
All right, talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Okay. Well, that was a good discussion. S, thank you so much, young lady. Oh man, that was I love having discussions like that. Alexander, good to see you, bro. How's it going?
Uh, it's going good, and I have problems with StreamYards earlier, and I have to reschedule my live that I had for tonight. So
Oh,
in
I'm
the
sorry.
morning, yeah,
Did
yeah,
I put into your thing?
no, 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 no. I think StreamYards, it acts dusty for
Yeah.
some reason, and it's like, and it's like when I'm, trying to start a live, it it messes up. But I was listening, and
Uh-huh.
and this Dennis Sperling guy, he doesn't look educated to me. He said he went to an HBCU, uh, and I'm like, dude, they don't, they don't, you know, it's to me, it's like he says he's educated,
Hmm.
but he doesn't know the real stats. I'm like at this point. why would I listen to someone like him? Because here's the thing. When I went to the movie theater to see Guardians of the Galaxy, my dad was waiting outside.
Mhm.
He saw that, you know, there was a bunch of white men with black women, and only one black woman was with an Asian man.
Mm.
That means that that means that in the future there may be a lot more marriages, a lot more um m- m- marriages between black women and white men are going to happen more and more. And the thing of it is after after I seen what I saw, and yeah, I was listening because again, you know, StreamYards was acting up on me. I was listening,
Yeah.
and I can't believe that Dennis that people actually listen to Dennis Burling. To me, he seems like a dumb. He seems like a
Well,
dummy. He
yeah.
seems like a dummy.
You know what he does though? But think about it. A trial lawyer, he's a liar. So lawyers, what are they good at? Manipulation, um, spinning facts. Seriously, um, and I could see him doing that. You know, from what I've seen about talking about black women, and you know, and he says, well, all races are beautiful, all people are beautiful. Yeah, I agree. We all agree with that, right? But he's putting down black women. Why? Um, you know, and it's a manipulation. And that's what lawyers do if you really think about it. When they're in court, and let's say you got a lawyer and they're trying to get you off, they'll say, well, this happened and made this happen, and they'll take the truth and spin it in a way to make you think, oh well, did this really happen or didn't it? You know, lawyers are good at that. And you know, his channel is big. It's, I think it's like 59,000. Um, but he's an entertainer. If you really think about it, that's what we on YouTube. Um, we're entertainers. We really are. Yeah, we talk about good facts. We talk about protecting black women, interracial marriage, you know, and that's good. But in a way, we're an entertainer too, and nothing wrong with that. But you know, but there's money being made on bashing black women. There really is. Yeah, he's jumping on black women, bashing train. Yeah, it's a money thing. Look, and let me tell you, Alexander, if I was to come on here and let's say my show was, I don't know, maybe black women and their crazy behavior or whatever, right? My channel would explode. I could, and it's crazy. I've seen white men get online and bash black women, and there'll be black men behind them, like cheering them on. It's the weirdest thing. It don't make sense to me. But there's money to be made, and it's sad. And I mean, there needs to be guys like us that, you know, stand up for black women, because black women, look, they should be the least group that's bashed. They're doing the most in society. Think about it. You know, they're holding up the black community single-handedly, really. um you know, they're the most educated women in America. You know, right now they're the most entrepreneurs. Black women, when you're in a relationship with them, they will give you everything. If she loves you, you're set. And all you got to do is just be a man and do what you're supposed to. You don't even have to be spectacular. Serious. But yet we degrade the best group of women we have. Does that make sense? That's actually what we're doing. Not me and you, but what I'm saying in general, that's what men in America are really doing. Black, white, and everybody else. We're bashing the best group of women instead of trying to marry the best group, trying to build families with the best group. What are we doing? People thought I was crazy. No, I was smart. I know the best option. Yeah, go ahead.
And I want to say this also. When I actually looked at the crime stats, and as of right now, Black men lead in the most crimes being committed in the United States. So Dennis Sperling is wrong on that one. He is legitimately wrong on that. And I think that on a Monday, on a Monday, I'm a tell the story about a Black man who pretended to be an Uber driver that unalived a white woman, and then tried to lie and said that his car was stolen. Now, if your car was stolen, the smart choice would be to call 911. But honestly, Dennis Sperling doesn't know that. So to me, he's dumb as an MFer. And two, I actually looked at the stats, and Crystalline Kerosene, she told the truth. It's going up. It really is. And I'm seeing TikToks of Black women with every single race of men. I'm seeing that. And you know what? I believe that it's going to get to it's going to be grown. It's going to get bigger.
Yeah.
As time goes on.
Well, it is because we're starting to see Black women, we're seeing the truth. The reason I seen it earlier is because my mother and father had no problem with me liking Black women. They never told me it was wrong. Now there was people in my family that said don't do it, but my immediate family was okay. Just make sure she's good for you. Make sure she's, they just wanted me to have a good wife. That's my parents' concern. And you know what? That led to me to actually fall in love with women I want to fall in love with. Think about it. And we're influenced as children as we grow up by people we're around, by society, stuff we see, even entertainers, right? And I talk about the babysitter I had that I was just in love with this young lady. She was a teenager. I was 5 years old, a young Black woman. And I remember that. Why is that stuck in my head? She was just treating me like she would treat any other child, right? But, and this is why, I tell this story because Black women have done more for me, not just leading me to marry my wife, but my faith and my faith in God. Actually, Black women led me to that. And just by going with the babysitter to church, growing up and going to church, Black women within the churches I've been with have had a big impact on me. And I could see the true beauty. And when you don't look through the world with a racial lens, sort of say, you see people as people. And who loved me most was Black women as a child growing up. And it was no surprise that I dated black women, and I wanted to, because you fall in love, and it's not a physical thing. I wasn't thinking about how she looked and her body shape and all that. It was just the sweetness that black women have. It's their spirit. It's how loving they are. And it's like, and then I tell my story and people think I'm crazy for it. Well, there's good and bad women everywhere. Like, yeah, I know that, but you don't understand the impact. And you know what? And I think black women are having more impact on other men like that. And I think that's why the interracial marriages are increasing. And it's going to be more and more. There's something about black women that, how can I explain it? They just got a big heart. And really, when they love you, they put you above themselves. And it's like it's natural for them to do that. And I can't understand why any group of men would attack black women. Why? Black women ain't doing nothing to nobody. They have the biggest struggle of any group, in our country. They have the least amount of resources, but the most educated. They love their men a lot more than the men love them. Think about it. These women are a blessing. Black women are a blessing from God. And I'm not saying other women aren't a blessing from God. I'm not saying that. But black women, there's something special about black women. And why more men aren't talking about this blows my mind. I don't understand. And it's crazy. I'll be shamed for loving black women. Does that make sense? Like,
I mean, I would, I would be shamed for loving a black woman as well. But, at the end of day, when it comes down to it, I think, I think, I think the white men who do bash black women are afraid of black, of the power of black women, and so do black men.
yeah.
And earlier today, earlier today, I you know, I saw a clip of Dennis Sperling going after Tina Turner and saying mean things about her.
Oh my God. You serious?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He did. And this is why I say I'm not pro black. Why why be pro black when you have to deny the crime stats just to make black men look good? Why be pro black when you have to all of the time make excuses for black men, even when they abuse the black women and take advantage of black women?
Yeah.
And this is why I'm not pro black, and why I say being pro black means you have to let things slide in order to be pro black, which is why I am not pro black at all.
Well, you know what, Alexander? I don't think it's pro black. I think it's pro black man, because if you're really pro black, you would be uplifting black women because they're leading the way in education. You say, look at black women, what they're doing. Look at the amazing things. And when something happens to a black woman, you'd be out there protesting in the streets. If the being pro black was, if being pro black people, you'd be uplifting black women too, not just black men. And when something happens to a black woman, you wouldn't just protest for the black man, you would do it for the black woman too. Um, you know, I I think this whole pro-blackness, I think what it is pro-black man. It's the black man is the one that's put on the pedestal. And that's my opinion. I know people are going to hate me for that opinion. But that's what I see, because when stuff happens to black women, nothing's really said. We just watched two men bash black women, a black man and a white man. And it's like, where's the outrage? There's none. But you know what, Alexander, if we came on here and we just said, you know what, black men are garbage, they're this and that, and there would be outrage. There's outrage on what we're talking about tonight. There's outrage when we say we love black women. There's outrage when we uplift them, and it's stupid. It's like, but yet these guys don't want black women to date out or marry out. They'll call them bed wenches and sellouts, but then you're not marrying them. What are you? I would say to these men, if you call a black woman a bed wench, but you go get with Becky, what are you? I mean, with this logic, and why are black women so shamed? Because they're they open up their options. Why do black women open up their options? Some do because they're attracted to other men, but a lot of them are opening up their options because they don't have no other option. The men in their community aren't marrying them. In fact, only 27% of black women are married, and 30% of black men are married. And that's an old stat. I'm sure it's worse now. What's a black woman to do if she wants to be married and have a family?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and SJ says, yeah, I know about the angry biracial. The angry biracial puts black men on blast every day, because he's also seeing the stories of black women getting done wrong by black men.
Yeah.
And the thing of it is that he is a really good guy, and I support him big time.
Yeah, I do too. Angry biracial. He's got it together. You know what? He stands for character, and you know what? He puts these black men on blast. And you know what? He does it with truth and facts. And you know what? Hey, I support him. I follow him. And if you guys follow Angry Biracial, show him some love, because he's fighting the good fight for black women. He's a biracial man, and he sees the crap that black women go through. And Alexander too, he's fighting for black women. We need more men to stand up for black women. I mean, and look, you don't have to be black to stand up for a black woman. White man, Asian, Hispanic, do this. You know what? You stand up for a black woman, you show her love, you will be blessed. Let me tell you, God will bless you. Black women are the most spiritual women out there. They're the most women of faith. And when these women are talking to God, and look, God's angry right now, and the way you treat black women will have an impact on your life. I believe that. These guys that are shaming black women and doing this, they're not going to turn out right. They're not. You don't. But the ones that love black women and do right by them, they're going to be blessed. I believe that. And people will say, well, you should treat everybody right. Yeah, you should. And you'll be blessed how you treat people. But black women, you got to think, they're the women with the least resources. They're the women that are in most danger. Okay. And instead of looking at what's going on and saying, you know what, we need to focus more on black women protecting them and doing right by them, it seems like it's going the opposite way. Oh, well, they're an easy target. And let's make some money on YouTube by trashing them. Like, really? But that's what's happening. And we need channels that tell the truth, that protect black women. And how do you protect black women? By protecting them, standing up to these guys that attack black women. And a lot of them are black men. Look, and if you're a white guy, you got to get out of that white guilt thing. Okay? And you're going to have to stand up to black men that say crap about black women. You have to. That's not racist. That's doing what's right. You know, we need to do this. Because if we don't, it's going to get worse. And we don't owe, in my opinion, we don't owe black men nothing. Sorry. But we do owe black women a lot. We really do. And we need to start doing right. Men can take care of themselves. We don't need to pamper and take care of men. No, we don't. We need to take care of women, okay? And especially black women, because they're going through the most crap than any other group.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, go ahead.
And I want to also say this too, because at the end of the day, it's an agenda to have black women, become the pick-me-shows again.
Yeah.
For black men. And as I said on my channel on Thursday, when I was at work, there is an agenda to make black men look like they don't, to make them look like they're not, doing the most crimes, but the crime stats says differently. And it's being done by black men and the black male worshipers. And not only that, but they're also, and I say this too, there is a conspiracy to hide the fact that black women are being unalived, being abused, taken advantage of, and also all that too, and it's all to make black men seem like they're the good guys. I'm not saying that all black men are bad, but the majority of them are, and the majority of them are egotistical. It's a fact. We gotta stop saying that, that they're not. I mean, and also the real truth has to be out there that black men are unaliving black women more than white men are.
Mm-hmm.
And other races of men. It has to be out there, which means, in my book, that means the voices of black women who have lost their loved ones to abuse and anything like that, that their voices have to be louder than the black male worshipers.
Yes. And I think right now it's like we're in spiritual warfare, if you think about it. Black women, this is what I think. Black women are amazing. I think black women are such a blessing that evil is attacking black women. It's it's almost like Satan's attacking black women because they're such a blessing. If black women open up their options and more men come in and love black women will be happier. We'll all be happier. Serious. We're not doing right by black women right now. And the men that are trying to do right are being attacked. And black women are being attacked. Because one thing that will turn our country around is how we treat women. And I believe especially black women. We start doing right by them, we'll be better off. We'll have more families, we'll have more marriages. Seriously. And you know what? And then the black men out there will have to compete. They won't just have instant access to black women, which no man should have. You know, you shouldn't have access to a woman because she looks like you. She should not be loyal to you because you look alike. She should be loyal to you because she loves you and you're doing what you're supposed to as a man. And you know, I think people with character need to come together. Traditional people. We need to go back to traditional marriage, you know, the nuclear family, raising our children, teaching them right and wrong, having mom and dad in the house. We don't need a mom raising children while the dad's being a player and pimp. That's just going to destroy everything. And let me tell you, it don't matter what community in the United States it happens, it affects us all. You can't turn a blind eye anymore. You can't say, well, that's happening in the black community, Hispanic community. We're good over here. No, you're not. Because whatever's happening there will happen where you're at too. It's just a matter of time. Influence, bad influence. It's like you get a barrel of apples, a couple bad apples will spoil the whole bunch. That's with people too. I'm just saying. So we need to come together. We need to be traditional. We need to have marriage. We need to do it God's way. We really do. And we need to get out of that color thing, you know, and see the truth. And if you see the truth, who are you going to date? Who are you going to marry as a white man or a non-black man? Or even a black man, if you want the best option, who would you pick? Because the studies I've been looking at, all men do better with black women than any other group of women. Did you know that? I never caught it. I always knew black, you know, when they started doing the studies, I knew that black women, white men were the best option, right? But Hispanic men are having a better option with black women. Asian men are having a better option with black women. And when black men get away from black women, they do worse. So this tells me that black women have amazing character. So what are we doing as men? Are we just stupid? Are we deceived? We don't see the truth?
Man,
I'm just saying.
yeah, you know, it's oh man, it's crazy. It's, you know, it's insanity, you know, that you know, you have black men, you know, and you know, and then you have the white men who bashes black women, and they team up together to do it. But the second you say that black men do the most crimes is when they will say, Oh, Alexander, you're a black man. How can you say that? Because I actually look at the government statistics. The pro-blacks don't, and and like you said, um, Brent, if we should say that pro-black actually does mean pro-black man at this point. We should be able to say that, and we shouldn't be called racist. You shouldn't be called a racist. I shouldn't be called a race traitor or Uncle Tom for actually saying it.
Yeah.
And the and when it comes to the stats of the interracial marriage, when I heard the good news that that it rose to 21%, I was like, yes, finally, because now I'm starting to believe that, you know what, at the end of the day, you know, black men like Dennis Sperling is going to try everything he can, you know, to make it seem that white men do not want black women when that's not actually true. And you know, the stuff that Dennis says will, you know, it start making other white men who do want black women, you know, look bad. And you know, that is why that is why I stand up for facts and truth,
Yeah.
because there is an effort right now to try and keep black women where they are.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, there is an agenda to make black men look good, so you know, they won't be seen as the bad guy.
Yeah.
And as I said before, and I'll say again, black men are afraid to be the villains of the story.
Yeah. And sometimes you got to be the villain to get better. I think a lot of times us as white men, the thing this is what I'll say. As white men, the reason we're winning is because we're being held accountable for everything, right? Um, you know, we're told we're racist, slavery, all these evil things in the past, right? Well, when you do that, you're holding me accountable, even though I'm not responsible for this stuff. But you know what that does? That puts it in my mindset. I got to be better. I got to be better. I got to do better. You know what? I need to work on this. I need to be better. A man needs to be held accountable. A man needs to have his face in the dirt every now and then. He needs to be told when he's wrong, and you know, and we need that. It makes us better men. If we're told that we're kings and we're the most desired and we're the best, and you know what? Anytime we fail, it's white supremacy. You're not going to be any good. You're just going to be a victim. And the advantage that white men have is not that we have privilege. Well, we do, but our privilege is we're being held accountable. And we have privilege when we marry black women. You know why? We treat them like women. In general, we treat them like ladies. We love them. We put them above ourselves. So maybe that's what white privilege is. But you know what? It's not handed to us. We have to work for it. You know, I think more of a privilege that someone has by birth would be more like economic privilege. Like if your parents are wealthy, you're going to live an easier life than if family grew up in the inner city or the trailer park, you might have it a little more rougher, right? Um, but I think white privilege actually is a thing, but it's coming from hard work and accountability. It's not that we just give it to ourselves. And I know there's going to be argument in that and say, well, you know what, you have this, you have that. And some of us have privileges over others. I got privileges over other people. Other people got privileges over me. But the best thing you can do for a man is hold him accountable. To make him the most successful, he has to be held accountable. You can't get better if you think you're not wrong. You can't get better if you think you're where you need to be. And life will never be where we need to be. We always need to get better. That's every man. But being a victim is the worst thing you can do for a man. Even if he is the victim, he can't be the victim all the time. He's got to stand up. He's got to improve himself. He's got to be held accountable. Sometimes it's better to just, you know what? Be wrong and held accountable, because then you improve. But when you're always right, why do you need to improve? When it's somebody else's fault, why do you got to improve? I'm just saying. I mean, but, you know, in today's world, I would say we have to be strategic. We need to go back to the basics. We need to go back to the family, the nuclear family, a husband, wife, and children. And we need to have good, strong marriages. If you're a man, you don't need to be a pimp and player. That's only going to destroy people's lives. It's going to destroy the women you mess with, the children you have, and it's going to destroy you in the end too. Nothing good comes from that. And I think if we went back to the old ways, to where and I know people are going to say this is extreme. If we went back to the old ways where you didn't touch a woman till she's your wife, we'd be better off. I mean, seriously. I mean, people are going to say, well, that's not reality, you know. People are going to date and have sexual relations, and most people do it. But just because most people do it and it's easier, don't make it right. The majority don't make things right. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. And a lot of times, the right thing is the least popular. Doing the right thing is the hardest thing you'll ever do. Seriously. It's tough. It's easy to go with the flow and do what feels good. But you know what? You'll pay the price. I don't know how I got into that, but anyway, I'm just spilling my thoughts tonight, guys. But I'm going to close here soon. But the whole thing about this whole show tonight is holding men accountable. And I'm going to have a show where I'm going to go in on white men, because they need to go in on. Okay? I don't just go in on black men that do black women wrong. I go in on white men that do black women wrong. The thing is to protect black women, and whoever is attacking them, that's who we need to focus on. It makes sense? You know, and I want to promote interracial relationships. It's a beautiful thing, guys. Black women, white men are finding true love and have been. And they're having good families. They're doing amazing things. Okay? Not all marriages between black women and white men work. I get that. But statistically, they're the best. They're doing the best. And I give credit to black women for their love, their nurturing, and their character. Black women, you're an amazing blessing. You don't even know it. A lot of black women don't. You're worth more than you ever thought you were. I'm being honest. When you can change a little white boy's life, his faith, and everything, you got power. And a lot of men, and I think it's like Lisa said, some men are afraid of black women's power. And you have power, ladies, you do. Your power is in your beauty, your power's in your big heart, your power is in your sweet spirit, and your power is in the way you adapt and overcome. That's your power, ladies. Make it work for you. Don't give your love and heart to a man that don't deserve it. Don't do that. Because you deserve far more than you've gotten. And put yourself first. You'll be happier. And you know what? Make men compete for you. You're the prize. You're the treasure, not men. The Bible even says women are the treasure. The virtuous woman's worth more than rubies, precious stones. Nothing on earth can compare to her. Black women, the virtuous woman is you. And that's God telling you how valuable you are. That ain't me speaking. That's biblical. I'm just repeating it. But anyway, I'm going to have to close this. It's getting late. I got to go to work tomorrow. Hey, guys, I'm not going to have a show tomorrow because of work. I'm going to have my next show, my news, the Swirling News Network. I got a beautiful story, guys. It's about a black woman that's done amazing things. And it's a news story, okay? I know the last two news stories I've done have been about, a black woman police officer that was unalived coming home from work, and a black woman that was a nurse that was unalived by her ex-boyfriend. Those are sad stories. But this story is going to be uplifting. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to love it. And, you got to tune in to see. But it's another example of black women stepping out of their element and being successful. It shows the sweetness of black women and how black women adapt and overcome. This story is neat. You will love this. This will be an upbeat news story. I'm going to try to put some good stuff in, not just negative where, people get unalived. I know I got to report that stuff, but I'm going to put a positive story. You guys are going to love it. And I'll just keep you guessing. But it's going to be, and this is what black women can do. They can get out of their element. They can go into something that they're not familiar with and end up owning it, end up winning. And, but I'm going to do that Sunday. I will have a prayer meeting too Sunday also. Sunday in the day, and then Sunday night I'll be doing that news story. So, guys, tune in. I'll tomorrow I'll put it in the computer. Or you know what? I might do it tonight. I'll put it in there so you can hit the notifications. But this is going to be a beautiful story. It's awesome. You're going to love it. I look, I was looking through the video and I was like, oh my God, this is neat. And me and my wife watched it. We're like, oh, this is awesome. And it just shows the beauty of black women. It shows the character,
And I know I'm going to be doing the story about, about the black man, what he did to, the Caucasian girl here in South Carolina. Black man up here black men up here pretending to be Uber drivers now.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
making those who are Uber drivers look bad.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a part of my yes, black men do these crimes, and they do it
Wait,
the most. Series. It's going to be a series, and
oh,
you
okay.
know, yeah, it's going to be on a Monday. Yeah, because I don't go to work on Monday. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
All right.
and
I'll tune in Monday. I'm off Monday also.
yeah, and I think on Monday night, um, on Monday night, I'm gonna do a story, and you know, it's a story about a group of beautiful dark skinned women
Mm-hmm.
who are now country singers. Well, they add country singing and the rock and hip hop and everything. They add everything into it, and they have good harmony. You know, meaning when they sing, you can hear the harmony
Oh,
of the
okay.
music. Yeah. And so
Oh,
I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna do that on on well Monday night as well. And
oh, okay. Yeah, I'll tune in. That would be yeah. That sounds like a awesome story. Yeah, I'll tune in and watch it. Um, yeah, of course. Um, Jennifer Smith says she says have a good night. You need to talk more about history of white men marrying black women. Okay, yeah, I can talk about that. Um, yeah, you know what? I'll do more stories on that. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We can. I've talked about the Loving versus Virginia. I focus on that, but there's other stories too. Um, of black women, white men, and marriages. Um, yeah, we could cover that. Yeah, that's a good thing. I do want to get. Um, I'm going to reach out to this couple on TikTok that I've been following and see if they'll do a show with me and Sandy. So I'm working on that. I don't know if they want to do something like that, but I want to get an interracial couple with me and my wife Sandy and talk about that's been married a while, and we could talk about stuff we've been through and the day to day everyday life being in an interracial marriage, our biracial children, and some of the stuff we go through. Yeah, um, I do want to talk about that. Yeah.
oh man,
Uh,
I'm looking forward to possibly interviewing an interracial couple. A black whatever the
yeah,
woman with whatever man is she's
yeah,
with.
that's me too. I'll do an interview with black woman with an Asian man, Hispanic man. Yeah, I'll do. Look, when I say I promote interracial relationships with black women, white men, I also mean Asian and Hispanic also. Okay, when I say white, it's like a generalization. It don't mean just white Caucasian and that's it. No, I'm for black women finding happiness in all men. You know what I mean, ladies. Some black women love Hispanic men. Some like Italian men. Some like Asian men. Ladies, it's your choice. This is what you're into. Um, so I support that. I know some people ask me. I know some Asian guys ask me, well, what about Asian men and black women? I'm for that too. So don't get it. I know I say black women, white men. Um, you know, but I promote interracial relationships that black women have with all men. Okay, so you know, as long as he's the best option for you and treats you well, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I do the same as well. I post it in the community tab sometimes, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably lost his mind. Yeah. Black women, white men are the most successful, yes. And people look, some of these guys are losing their mind. They're seeing black women and white men being successful together. Oh, but it's
Mm,
true. And you know what? And that just proves that, love wins the day. You get two people that, put in the work and love each other, you're going to get success, you know? But anyway, I'm going to have to close this down. I got to get to bed so I get to work in the morning. Don't want to be too tired, but I will be back on Sunday, guys. Sunday, I will do a prayer meeting if you're interested in that. Um, what I do there is I just read a Bible verse. I might give you a testimony video, tell you what's on my mind, and we'll read Bible scripture. And then I always give the opportunity if you want to come up and talk. And if you're a woman or a man of faith like me, you're welcome to join in. And even if you're not, you could come in. Everybody's welcome, but
oh
you
man.
need to be respectful. I don't want no troll crap in a prayer meeting. You know what? People troll my channel when I do lives and whatever. That's YouTube. But in my prayer meeting, I'm dealing with God. That's serious. I don't put up with no trolling there. And I've never had no trolling there. People usually respect it. And it's good. But that's my time, giving my respect to my Lord, my God. And and people that come on the channel with me, they're doing the same thing. And you know, that's what we do. But everybody's welcome. You don't have to be a Christian to come on to the prayer meeting, okay? Everybody, I don't, and it's open to everybody, okay? I don't care if you're a white man, white woman, black woman, Chinese, whatever. The prayer meeting's open for everyone, okay? That's where we come and serve God, the one that created all of us, okay? But that's all I'm going to say about that. Um, Hey, Corey, how's it going? Corey showed up. We're about to end, Corey.
Oh, cool.
Corey came
Oh,
in real late.
mm,
But it's good to see you, Corey. Um, yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and, hey, guys, if you want to be a moderator, send me an email. I would like to get some more mods. So if you're interested in that, just send me an email and I'll make that happen for you. Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say my last words.
Okay.
Black women do not buy into this Dennis Sperling person, because to me he seems he thinks he's smart, but he doesn't want to read the real government statistics, especially when it comes to crime and interracial marriage. Avoid him at all costs. And also, um, and also, well, later on this morning, because it's already Saturday right now, I'll be having a live about black women putting themselves first. So make sure y'all look out for that. And also, also, Black women, put yourself first. And because I see Black women who divested, they put themselves first, and they got into and some of them got back into the dating scene, and some of them, put themselves and the happiness first back in. And I think when they were young, or yeah, but I want to see more Black women put themselves first instead of marching for the Beta King.
Yeah.
And with that, I am going to step down. Brent, it was nice talking to you again. And
Right.
thankfully I can say that StreamYard is working for me finally. And enjoy the rest of your night, and everybody. I hope you all have a good night. Again, I will be live tomorrow at 11:20. So
Okay. Yeah. I'll you want me on at 11:20? I got to work
yeah,
tomorrow, so I won't. I'll listen in, but I'll definitely be at your Monday live because I'm off.
yeah.
I want to say, Fox Hot Box Fashion Blaze says, great live. I'm new to the channel. This was my first live I seen. Nice live stream. I do fashion and IR date. Oh, nice. Well, welcome to the channel. Good to have you aboard. And I always love seeing new subscribers and stuff. And welcome to the channel. And I hope you enjoy. Yeah. And I'm going to say, Alexander, thank you, sir, for coming on. It was good talking to you. It always is. And S that came on, that was a beautiful discussion. This has been a great live. I enjoyed it. But Black women, don't get discouraged on these guys that come at you. It's because they don't have access to you and they're jealous of you. That's basically what it is. Okay. And there's haters. So you're the best option. Be that best option. Okay. Um, but you know, I'll see you guys on my news story Sunday, and Alexander will be on Monday, so we'll check him out too. Um, but you guys have a good night. Okay. Um, I'll see you Sunday. Okay. Have a good night. Alexander, thanks for coming on. I'll see you soon. And
I
everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being part of this show. Thank you for your love and support. Without you, I don't exist on YouTube. You know what I mean? I'm not the kind that likes to talk to myself. So I do love talking to people. But you're what makes this possible. And I'll be here as long as there's 2 or 3 to listen to me and communicate with me, and and but I do appreciate you. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And Black women, just remember, you're the best option and you deserve the best option, whoever that man is. Okay. I'm just going to say that. Okay. But have a good night. God bless you and your family, and I'll see you Sunday.